Hello everyone, it's Nytbelle. Welcome back to A Roman's Christmas. This time we're gonna be talking to this Lynxy boy after we met quite a few characters last time. So yeah, might as well just hop right on into it and see what we can do. Onward! Monsieur Lynx walked towards me as he adjusted his collar, meeting me at the bottom of the stairs. Hello there, just call me Vincel. He reached into the pocket of his fancy puffy-sleeved topcoat, and produced something with a flourish. It was a scroll about the size of a finger with smooth-edged paper wrapped around a varnished wooden core. Vincel Link, Spices and Herbs, Apollyon, 21B, King Street, Outlet Town. That explained a few things. The guy smelled of money. Oh, I thought he would have smelled of spices and herbs. Okay. I am Roman, the detective that... Splendid, Mr. Roman. Might I take your contact details later? I may have some need for a detective in the future. If you wanna. I tucked the scroll into my pocket and wiped the sweat on my hand, on the suit, off my hand. I can provide you with my address once you're settled in. I stepped out of the way so Vincel could trot upstairs. Saracen followed him with his luggage. People nowadays, says Heron. Heron was muttering to himself as he turned to me. I believe you said something about thorns on the road to salvation earlier, Father? Did he? You... Heron's words stuck in his throat at the sight of Saracen coming downstairs. I'll prepare dinner. I'll prepare dinner. Feel free to chat. Saracen's in charge. Saracen's in chargin'. Charzin. I need help. Saracen lifted the curtain and went to the kitchen, leaving me and Heron in the room together. Alone. I quickly moved, reaching for the easiest excuse to get away from the hyena before he pounced. I'm gonna leave an address for him. We can talk later. I rushed to the stairs before he could object. Vincel stood at the door to his room. I don't suppose it's a coincidence that your room is right next to mine, Mr. Vincel. I thought you'd be staying in the suite at the end of the corridor. The rooms are all the same, my good wolf. It's not as if I have much in the way of luggage. He stepped over to the doorway and leaned on it, motioning me over with the constant, mild smile. There you are, just right here. I accepted the sharpened quill and jotted down the address of my office on the paper he gave me. Though I called it my office, it was just the parlor of the flat that I rented. If a client came without a reservation, they'd be shocked by the casual atmosphere there. Oops. I didn't always have the time or energy to sweep or clean up after myself. It had cost me more than one client's business. Oof. Again, first impressions do tend to be important, my friend. He tucked the paper into the pocket where he put the scroll, then gave me a finger wave goodbye. Funny, I'd expected something more, like the scent of exotic spices or fancy cologne at least, that's what I'm saying. Or maybe that was just me expecting something more ostentatious. It's Kane! It's snowing heavily out there. Kane tightened the lock. What lock? And dusted off his hands. You're bloody lucky it's a holiday, so I don't need to be hurrying going back. Why not just stay here until the snow is lighter? Just think of it as being on a case with me. Bugger off, as if anyone would accompany you. I told you not to come in when I had my door locked at night. What? No need to be rude. You're one to talk. You forgot to buy my drink after that case I helped you with. Okay, alright, I'll treat you soon. What's your poison? Ale? Wine? Oh, of course, it's ale. Who's gonna treat someone to some ale? Says Yanis. Yanis emerged from the door at the end of the corridor. Are you up to your gills and coins? How come you can pay for the coroner suite? You only pay to stay the night. I don't know what that voice was. That explains it. We walked down one by one. Saracen says, I told you not to come in the kitchen. I'm busy. Saracen was leaning out of the kitchen with a stern glare. But my child, the redemption of the soul, more... Saracen, last time I checked, you can't feed customers with redemption. Now stay up. I'm pretty sure you can't just command piety. I agree. I took the seat beside Heron. He scooted over to give me some room. Maybe you should just take it easy for the night. Heron says, I haven't done my endeavor if I haven't converted everyone. Roman says, everyone here is a pious believer. If that were true, you'd be in the pews at Sunday service. Okay, here's the thing. Life happens, guys. Like, people are busy. People have other things that happen in their lives, and service isn't always just on Sundays. Like, you can go to your weekly service not on Sunday, you know? Oh, I don't know. I feel like he's a little bit pushy. Roman says, I would, just as soon as criminals stop committing crimes on Sunday. Exactly. Heron says, crime is merely a symptom of moral wickedness. If more people prayed... Okay, so first part, I agree. Second part, I'm not so sure. Roman, last time I checked Father Heron, praying doesn't solve everything. Elegant, indeed, for worldly matters, we must rely on the beneficence of worldly assistance. Unnoticed, Elegant had already come downstairs and claimed a seat across the table from Heron. Even the most righteous may fall into iniquity and ruin if they casually mingle with those steeped in sin. Okay, but, like, everyone's steeped in sin, technically. Like, everyone... That's human nature. Like, we are naturally sinful creatures. Are we not? Like, you have that little gremlin in your head telling you to throw the baby when you're picking it up. Like, is that not our nature? It's what we do with it that's better. Like, he says, you know, petting the baby down, petting the baby. Petting the baby. Pet, pet, pet. Pet sounds funny now. Pet. Pet, pet. Picture pet, pet, pet. Okay, anyway, you know, patting the baby. And, you know, not yeeting it out a window. Elegant. Then perhaps you should worry more about your own righteousness. After all, you only risk further degeneration if you casually mingle with us sinners. You! Sarzin says, want some supper to go along with your moral philosophy? Sarzin slapped 2 bowls of carrot stew in front of me and Heron. The soup sloshed from the bowl and landed on the table. Bon appetit. When he served the stew to Vincel, it was refused with a hasty wave of the hand. Which one's Vincel again? I don't remember. So he served the stew to Elegant. Heron says, perhaps I've been a bit prickly. You're not the only one. Elegant says, bon appetit. Do you really have to imitate? Do you really have to imitate him, Roman? The Roman says to Elegant. It began to grow dark. He was a little fluffy boy. Snow piled on the windowsills and in front of the door, and the pavement had all but vanished. Anzac strummed in snatches of melody in his corner. Just like every bard, stuck in an inn by heavy snow. Looks like we have to stay overnight, says Kane. Deanna says, do I got time to change into a smaller room so I can save some money for ale? Maybe go without ale for tonight. You know 2 places without ale? Dale and Hell. Oof. That's why I come to the tavern. It's the furthest place from both. Thanks, Yanis. Yanis took the seat at the bar and moved to scratch the countertop. Sarzin says the change is okay in this kind of weather. Every guest counts. Sarzin slid a mug to Yanis across the counter. Drink up, but scratch my bar, and I'll take it out of your hide. Knock. Huh? Hello? A muffled voice came from behind the door. Knock, 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 knock. Hello? Is anyone in there? Continual knocks came through the snow-buried door, attracting everyone's attention. Snow was piled up as high as my hips. Who would be knocking at this time of night? Everyone kept silent. Yanis moved in front of the candle to hide it. Please, our carriage is stuck in the snow. How many of you are there? Sarzin opened the partition and squeezed himself out from behind the counter. He kept his left hand concealed in his coat. 3, please. We have money. We just want somewhere we can pass the night. I can see only 1. Sarzin grimaced, then cracked the door open to peek out. My master and mistress are still in the carriage. Come on in, then. Sarzan pushed the door wider, allowing a thin figure to stagger inside with a gust of snow. It's a goat. Okay, so it's a goat. If we hadn't seen the light of the tavern... Oh, did I do something I shouldn't have? Hang on. Yeah, I missed that. Sorry, guys. Thank God the wheels were stuck in the snow, and our horses panicked and broke their legs. So yeah, four-legged animals exist here. So I guess the horses are dead. If we hadn't seen the light of the tavern, I don't know what we would have done. Think me later, I'll go rescue the other two. I'll give you a hand. Sarzan and Yanis took the coats and went out of the door. Though Yanis' coat didn't seem to fit him well. Phew. Is there any way I can warm myself? The goat patted the snow off his coat and shuffled over to the fireplace. I'm surprised you made it this far with the way you're shivering. It's too cold for being near the capital. Ridiculous. By the way, my name's Sean. I'm Roman. Nice to meet you. I didn't feel comfortable shaking the hand of someone trembling so hard. Luckily, he seemed more focused on warming his hands by the fire. Warming. The door swung open heavily as Sarzan guided two people wrapped in thick coats inside. He left them by the fireplace to pour ale for them. Here you are. Drink it to warm yourselves. Yanis carried the luggage in and returned his overly tight coat back into the coat rack, which I then noticed was actually my coat. Jerk. I'll admit, I doubt my place will meet your usual standards. Guessing he's French? Can I do a French accent? Any part in a storm, as they say. Merci beaucoup. Just take it easy. I'll try to accommodate you as best as I can. May I know your names, please? Lunique. Marquis Lunique Harlock. And this is my wife, Solar. A gray-furred wolf emerged from underneath the cloak. Snow clung to his messy but glossy fur, and his amber-orange eyes landed on me. Everyone has amber-orange eyes, have you noticed? I wonder if you remember me. Oh, oui, certainly. You are the detective who resolved the crucial case for us, monsieur. Roman. Ah, yes, Roman. Pardon, I almost slipped out of my memory. He turned back to take off his wife's cloak before handing both to his servant goat. Sean caught the two cloaks and stood aside like a living coat rack. I guess nobles have short memories. Your room is ready. It's not exactly a suite in the capital, but it's clean and tidy. No need to mention they must be staying in the double suite at the end of the corridor. Thank you. I simply must get out of these shoes. Sean, I think the glue of my heels will come loose from the snow melt. I'm sorry, she just looks like a Southern belle, kind of. Sarzan walked ahead with a suitcase in each hand and a candle held by his tail. The Marquis and Marquise, I don't think that's how that works. The Marquis and his wife followed him up. Kane watched them go upstairs from his seat at the counter, fiddling with his pendant. I told you that thing was weird. Seems Kane's pendant had never been apart from him, though the color and scratches on it meant it couldn't be worth much. What do you mean? Color doesn't mean anything when it comes to jewelry, and also, like, scratches. It just means it's worn. Sarzan came back downstairs. Is there anyone here who doesn't have a room? Taryn says, like me? Oh, forgive me, father. Well, we have a nice big room left over for the Marquis's servant. Taryn's pout was so intense it was almost audible. As I'm sure you know, the warriors of God must keep away from worldly pleasure which weakens them. That includes staying overnight in the inn's big suite. Oof. I suppose that is indeed the case. So I think it's alright. Vincel and Thurvey came downstairs one after another. Again, who's Vincel? Oh, it was the Lynx dude. Thurvey walked straight to the counter, took a seat beside Kane and Yanis, and started reading a book like he was in his own little world. Before I could notice it, Kane had plucked the pendant off his neck and strode upstairs. The pendant swung about, the string of it twined between his index finger and thumb. I do say, it's got much more lively, hasn't it? We don't usually have a packed house this late. Anyone care for a game? Sarzan took a length of blue flannel from under the counter and spread it on the table. If you have any objections to gambling, you can go upstairs and play by yourselves. Sean stood there at the table, looking longingly at the flannel before clearing his throat. I must attend to my master and mistress. Good evening. Anzox. Finally, Anzox. Oh, I missed his colorful colors. Are you just gonna gawk, or are you gonna join us? Ah, yes, I'm coming. I sat by the makeshift card table. Sarzan pulled out 4 cards and put them in a line. Let's have a simple game to warm up. What about guessing the suits? No problem. I picked out 4 cards with different suits. Liangle, Blade, Chalice, Garen. I'm gonna forget these so fast. Understand? No. Not understand, but let's get started anyway. Let's start. Alright? First, guess which one is Liangle, 1 to 4. Oh, I just straight up guessed. This is pure chance. Okay, this one. No. It was not the Liangle. Seems you're wrong. Which one's the Blade? Can I guess the same one again? Does it change? Oh, I got it right. Yay! It changes a little bit. Lucky guess. After 2 rounds, I fetched a small profit. Heron concentrated his attention on watching the gambling. Even I couldn't tell if he was watching critically or just to enjoy. Roman says, "Let me empty my wallet. I'll be back soon." "Don't flee from the battlefield so soon," says Anzox. "Do you want to lose more?" "Should I fear that?" Ooh, the banter. "Poor luck," says Elegant. Elegant was at the stairs. She raised her veil and smirked at me. "What do you want? If it's not important, I've got a card game waiting for me." "It is, and it's an important matter." She stepped back to the wall and backed away to the door of her room and opened the door. "Is the mysterious act necessary? She's a cat. Let her do." "Very necessary." She shut the door behind me. "Doing well? Are you still hitting a bell?" "What?" "Never mind. In a war..." Before she could speak a whole sentence, bang. With a crunching sound, bang. The second one, bang. The third one echoed in the tavern with a hoarse roar. What on earth? "Don't worry, I guess it's just Kane losing his temper. He'll calm down soon, then go cry and blame himself all night. Anyway, were you saying something?" "I doubt it'll be that simple. We should check to make sure." "Whatever you had to say seemed pretty important. Don't let me die of curiosity, please." "Well, in a word..." Bang. A deep sound. The sound was different than the last. It was like something heavy fell, slammed to the ground. Something that probably weighed as much as a person. What happened? I slammed the door open, bouncing it off the wall as Elegant followed me out. The sound had come from the opposite side of the hall, Kane's room. I tried the doorknob, but it was locked. Oh, we got the lock again. I thumped, pushed, kicked with all my strength, but the door wouldn't budge. Sean ran from the double room in a hurry, handkerchief in one hand. What happened?" "I think something happened to Kane in his room, but the door's locked and we can't get it." "Locked?" Sarzan rushed from the stairs when he heard that, trying to push through the rest of the crowded guests to fetch his keys. "We can't wait." Sean backed up, bent his head down, and rushed to the door with his horn. My vision went black. The air was still. The sounds of choppy breaths and sobs slowly, gradually filled my ears. A scream sliced through the still air and echoed in my ears. No! He did. My vision slowly cleared, and soon I could identify the shape of the scene before me. A wooden cup and a copper candlestick were resting on the ground. Dull red liquid, like viscous wine, trickled down the back of the chair and pooled on the ground. The air was thick with a coppery, metallic smell. Kane was slumped in the chair like he was asleep, with his eyes open. If you ignored the knife which was thrust into his chest. A pattern of reddish gold bloomed along the lines of the knife handle, and splatters of red sprayed out across his body. Kane's body shuddered involuntarily as the last traces of life fled his corpse. Nobody moved. It was like the world had slowed to a crawl, like witnessing a terrible accident that you couldn't do anything to stop. I had thought that by now I'd seen enough death and carnage to not be shaken by one more grisly murder scene, until I found myself staring at Kane's slowly stiffening corpse. The familiar odor of Kane's musk mixed with the metal smell of blood and reek of death caught in my throat. I got achievement sirloin. Someone do something, said Sarzan. Sarzan tried to burst into the room, but was stopped by Anzox and Sean, clinging to his sides. Why in my tavern of all places? Who did it? Which one of you did it? Sarzan roared as he shook Anzox and Sean off, his lips pulled back to show fangs as his shoulders hunched. His wings began to spread angrily, struggling to free themselves from the straps he held them with. So I was wondering about those. The friendly innkeeper persona dropped away. In its place was an enraged dragon out of some bard's tale, furious that someone had dared defile its lair. He leveled his glare at me. Why me? What'd I do? Get a hold of yourself. I'm crushed that Kane's dead, and I don't know who did it. Then find out. Of course I will. That's my friend, too. I'll do everything I can. Thank you. It's very important for me. Sarzan slowly recovered his composure, his fangs hidden back under his lips, and his posture relaxed. I expect all guests will cooperate with Roman's investigation in order to resolve this as soon as possible, says Sarzan. Oh. He tossed me the ring of keys, turned around, and slowly walked downstairs, footsteps heavy on the stairs. I remembered there was also another set of keys in the attic. I should have a look later. Well then, time to get to work. If you wish, Detective, I can help by checking the corpse. If you don't want to face him so soon, that is. I'd appreciate it. I'll admit, I usually only treat living patients, but given the situation we now face, that's fine. I'll work while you investigate elsewhere. I'll work while you investigate elsewhere. Return after you finish. With this, he turned back and tightened his medical gloves. Now you tighten your medical gloves before going to work. Search start. Sharpening a knife with a little meow meow. Why do you have a plague doctor mask? If you have a plague doctor mask, that means you work with the dead. I'm so confused. Doc, are you free now? What's the matter? Routine inquiry. Just a routine question. You need to answer honestly. Answer honestly. Where were you when the incident occurred, and what were you doing? Reading my book downstairs at the bar. I saw that, yes. Who else was downstairs at the time? Sarzan, Harris, Yanis, Peter, Vincel, and Anzox. Anzox, Heron, and I kept ourselves occupied while the others played cards. Wait, Anzox was playing cards with me, wasn't he? Wait a second, say that again. Oh, it doesn't say anything else. Okay. About the remains. How's the autopsy? Oh, he's just straight up doing an autopsy? Okay. I'm not quite finished yet. Please wait a bit more. What? Oh, a dome is the attic. Although not everyone can give useful testimony, asking everyone is still necessary. Okay, I guess I just need to leave this area, even though this is a crime scene. Okay. Lunic Solar. Oh, like those two, I see. Let's start up and work our way down. Oh, well, there's a book. That's Survey's book. The cover has the image of a dragon and some symbols that I can't quite figure out. Survey's medical supply box. It's so heavy, even Sarzan had difficulty lugging it around, but Survey did not. Survey's bed. It's one of the beds that Sarzan usually sleeps in, but he's loaned it to Survey to sleep on for now. Okay. That's Anzox's bed. He sleeps here every time he comes here. Okay. Let's go right. Candle. A candle. That's it. The light streams into the attic through the round skylight. That's it. Okay. No. That's Sarzan's bed. He usually uses two, but one of them is loaned to Survey for now. Okay. Ladder, which was dragged around by the rope and pulley system. What's this? These must be the keys which Sarzan hangs by the bedsides. If there's an empty room available, the free keys will hang on there. The door was locked. Were there any problems with the key? I counted them one by one. The shapes are basically the same. Seems like they were made in the same workshop. I'll ask Sarzan about it later. Light again. Accumulated snow could slide down along the roof, but instead it's heaped on the window. Sarzan's bed, I'm guessing. He usually uses two and there's no back to 30. Okay. Get him back here again. Where were you, even though you were playing with me? I just want to ask where you were when Kane's incident happened. Me, I was watching them playing cards. Right. Who's the culprit? Anzox was lost in thought. What that key? I was thinking if someone used a spare key. No way. Why are you so sure? The keys are on the key holder and they look exactly the same. I would imagine only Sarzan can discern the differences between them. Even if the murderer had all the time in the world, he wouldn't know which key to take. Now that depends on if they look exactly the same. Because it might just be the same key. In which case, oops. Ask Sarzan if you don't believe me. So that was the attic. Yeah, let's just go to my area and go down. Systematic. Snow's continuing outside. My candle? These are candles in my room, nothing special compared to others. My bag. This is my backpack, my clothing and sundries are inside. This is the evidence from my last case and a notebook I keep notes in. Yeah, let's read the notebook. Maybe there's something useful. The 20th of December, 1285. Today's the third day I investigate the series of consecutive murders on the 3rd Avenue Street in the apartment Sunnyvale district. Case is now closed. I shall return to Rimph tomorrow. The record is as follows. The victims were found in their own apartments. In 2 cases, the door to the deceased's home was locked. The door wasn't locked in the 3rd. Each victim was found near a balcony or window to the outside. Each died from blood loss used by a single piercing wound in the chest or abdomen, which penetrated deep in the organs. Might be what happened here. After an on-site investigation, we confirmed that the perpetrator lived in the apartments across the street, used a bow and tethered collapsible arrow to randomly shoot all 3 victims. With the permission of the victims' relatives, the evidence shall be returned to the capital after the investigation concludes. That's my bed. I'm really tired. I shouldn't feel so tired after witnessing what I just saw. The door of my room. Hinges smooth. Okay. Vincel. Do a quick search of your room, my friend. You kept your door closed or your window closed. Snow still falling. May I have a look inside the drawer? Of course, my good fellow. Vincel pulled open the empty drawer. Oh, thanks for your cooperation. Bed's tidy. Trunk. This is Vincel's big suitcase. Seems like it hasn't been opened since its owner entered the tavern. How do I know that? You haven't hidden anything under your bed, huh? Okay. No offense, I just wanted to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. Quite right, my good fellow. It is your job. I was playing cards downstairs with the others and didn't notice anything until Kane was found. Thanks for your cooperation. Dreadful business this is, but I can't help but expect that someone like you would have things well in paw, Detective. Good to see someone's confident. Goodbye. Elegant. I was with you, and I know you can't have done it, but just in case, I'll talk to you first. Where were you when this happened? I was standing in front of you. I see. I love that. That's cute. Okay, search. Bag. This is elegant luggage. Well made, but unremarkable. Sheet on the edge of the bed is untidy. Is that it? That's all we're getting? Okay. She pushed her thing on. May I have a look in your drawer? Elegant hesitated, then slowly moved away from the night table. I saw the drawer open. It's a notebook and a drawer with her name. I looked at her and she responded with a shrug. I'm not about to obstruct your investigation, Detective. I opened the notebook. 13 familiar names were written on the paper. Kane, Yanis, Sarzan, and Anzox's names were crossed out. Snow doesn't seem to be stopping. Check here. It just says the sheet is untidy. Doesn't say anything else. Okay. Yanis. This is a cute little room setup. He's not in his room, though. Yanis slept here for a while. The quilt must have fell on the floor. Nothing in the drawer. Candle. Snow. Oh! The stone road has been completely buried in snow. Snow. Drawer. Door. Door is open. Okay, let's check on the fancy schmancies. Let's talk to them first. Just want to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. Forgive me for following protocol. Solar and I were in this room together. Sean was in my room when the incident happened. I rang the bell to call him in. The bell's on the table. I'll check it later. This is enough to eliminate us as suspects. Thank you very much. I think we're done here. I won't disturb you further. You're welcome, Detective. Please visit me if you need any help. That was the worst interview. Snow? Sees from the tavern through this window. Bed. Double bed. Only double bed in this tavern. Of course, guests wouldn't choose this room usually. As soon as I moved toward the bedside table, Lunik interrupted me. Anything I can help you with, Monsieur Woman? The tone suggested the opposite. May I check the drawer? No, I think the items inside had nothing to do with this case. He showed me a gentle smile. And as a marquise, I have the right to refuse any kind of search, which I think is excessive. I'm starting to think Peter had the right idea about unfairness. No, I'd still check that, somehow. As soon as I moved to the bedside table, it interrupted me. Anything I can help you with? Oh, sorry, I already did this. Candle? Candle. Ale? Oh, white wine, which carried a hint of fragrance. Smells like lavender. Interesting. This is a handbell. You must be used for calling Sean. I've seen the Marquis ring the bell in his house. Sound wasn't loud, but Sean always seemed to hear it. Having a butler must be nice. So we need to come back and check this later. Now, color-wise, what she's got on her necklace is very similar to what Kane used to have, which is interesting. Sean? Ooh, there's a lot. Where were you? I just wanted to ask what you were doing when Kane's incident happened. I was upstairs in my master and mistress's room. Wait a sec. Oh yeah, Sean was in my room when this happened. I ran the corner room. It's interesting she's in my room instead of our room, but it could also just be because this was originally like a non-English game that's been translated into English. They rang the bell to call. Whoops. Go away. They rang the bell to call me upstairs, so I was going to enter the room to ask for instructions. I heard a loud sound before I entered. But my duty to the Marquise is more important than satisfying my curiosity, so just ignored the sound. After completing my tasks, I went to see what happened. I think the Marquis and his wife are willing to prove my innocence. Well, thanks for your testimony. How about the chest? Why do you have so much luggage? They belong to my master and mistress. Those look pretty fancy, I agree. I keep them here so that their room is less crowded. But the door banging? I'm a little curious why you chose to crash the door like that. Because I'm a ram, I'm used to butting something when faced with a barrier. Sounds about right. And after all, what happened just now, maybe he still could have been saved. Just after coming from the room and seeing what was going on, I decided to take the most direct route. Okay. Check your room a little bit. See, he's got 2 of these. Moon against large suitcase, looks expensive, well made. Can't look inside though unless I get the permission. Mark on the chest, maybe it's the travel, maybe not. What, this one? Same thing? Yeah, same thing. Bed. Sean was likely to make the bed again in his own way. Let's see. A candle. Snow. Snow's heavier, am I just seeing things? Yeah, it seems like it's about it. Thank you, good sir. Let's check out Peter. Now, Peter was friends with Kane, so I doubt they've done anything, but we'll see. I'll search his room. Shadow here. There's nothing in Peter's drawer. After all, I didn't plan on staying overnight here, so he didn't bring any luggage. Oh, okay, so that's not a weird looking shadow. Snow? Bed's tidy. Okay. Heron, you got a room? Interesting. Where were you when this happened? Just wanted to ask what you were doing. I was watching others playing card. Everyone can testify this. I see. Snow's still falling. Karen didn't instruct me to check the night table, so I did away with the formalities. Karen's Bible. There's also a rosary. Interesting looking rosary. Bed sheet's tidy. He hasn't slept so far. Neither the worst nor the best candle. Work down? Let's go down and work our way up. Dusty cup on the ground. Chair doesn't mean anything. The vintage contained in these barrels is Sarzen's treasure. Chain used to support the barrels is barbed. I'd tear my hands moving it. Okay. Sarzen doesn't have that problem. Probably why he uses that kind of chain. The same. That's it. Okay, that's all we're getting out of here. Whoops. Okay, stop. No! Okay. Kitchen. Hey, Sarzen, how are you holding up? What were you doing? Of course you do. Standard procedure, everyone does. I know you're not really to blame. You were playing cards. You were kind of the dealer. Then you heard a loud sound and a ringing bell. I thought perhaps someone fell down or collapsed. So I rushed upstairs. Turns out it wasn't what I expected. He leaned on the stove like a deflated balloon. What should I do? Don't worry, I'll try my best to help you, Sarzen. He sighed and straightened the keychain around his waist. So about those keys, do you mind answering something about this tavern? Anything if I can help you catch the murderer quickly. I want to know how many sets of keys you have for the place and where they're located. 2. One set's for the guest, and if the room is empty, I hang it by the bedside in the attic. The other set's carried with you? Exactly, only 2, and I've checked my set, none are missing. So the one in the door of Kane's room, it can only be Kane's. Are you sure maybe it's a fake? Or a copy? Impossible. I went upstairs to look myself, and when I touched the key, I knew it must be Kane's. I know the weight and shape of each key I own, it's not a fake. But it's impossible to leave after locking the door. By the way, I don't know whether it can help you or not, but there is another thing. Every lock and key set was custom made for the tavern. If you tried opening any of the other doors with your own key, you'd find it won't go in. Why? The keys look very similar, but the angles and shapes of the teeth have tiny, almost unnoticeable differences. So it'll stick in the wrong lock. I don't know if it's negligence or brilliance on the part of the locksmith. Well, we should check and see if it's someone else's key. About Elegant's name list. Well, I found a notebook in Elegant's room with everyone's names in it. She's looking for someone, makes sense. Your name, Yanis's, Anzox's, Kane's have crosses through them. Perhaps it just means she's investigated them already. She's crossed out 4 of 13 people, and one of the former is attacked accidentally. Anyway, it's a very definite possibility. Alright. I'm gonna just search your kitchen. Maybe get a snack to eat. How's your fire? Nice. Water? Bucket of clean water for cooking. Water in the pot's boiling. Guess Sarzen forgot to add meat because of this incident. Kitchen knife is stuck on the chopping board, but that's where it's been since the last time I was here. All of his utensils, wide variety of knives for bread, meat, vegetables, and everything else. Alright, Sarzan. Keep holding up. Toilet. Mirror. It's a me. Hair's still good. Few golden hairs on the surface of the sink. Not my color. Well, that could be, what's his name? Anzox. Not like I could use the restroom. Okay, that's it. Alright, you smug-looking Peter. Pete, let's talk for a minute. I don't know, Kane. I know everyone's sad right now, but we need to find the killer. Not me, I didn't kill him. Calm down, I just want to ask you a few questions. But really, you just need to tell me what you're doing at that time. I gently patted his back until he calmed down. I was downstairs playing cards with Zarzan and the others. After you went upstairs, we started a round, and this time we changed to a new game. I was having good luck with my cards, and I drew a good hand. When it was Heron's turn to play... Heron? He took your place after you left. I thought he wouldn't join in. What happened at the time of the incident? Well, I heard some kind of sound, like things were getting smashed. After a bit, sound stopped. I guess that either Kane was losing his temper or you were looking for something, so I didn't pay much mind. During the second round, I heard a very loud noise suddenly. Then there was also a weird bell ringing noise I couldn't identify. Sarzan put his cards on the chair immediately and rushed upstairs. Then we followed him. At first I thought maybe it was a trifle, like someone tripped and fell, but then you know the rest. Okay, thanks for your testimony. Yanis? Yes, I'd like to talk to you. Peter's ears erected suddenly. In private. Fairly sensible. Hey, where were you when this happened? I want to know what you were doing at the time when Kane was killed. Hold on, you think I'm the one who... Absolutely not. No, don't worry. I'm asking everyone the same question. I was playing cards at the table. Nothing else special. I didn't realize something was happening until everyone started running upstairs as soon as I looked up from my cards. I never thought Kane would. Thanks for your testimony. His recent status. You notice him acting strangely this evening? I don't think so. He was drinking, playing cards, complaining about jobs, the usual. Drunk off his ass and muttering what he wanted. He wanted to be a chef for nobility, but didn't have a chance. Is that all? Me and him would meet and get drunk a lot, and I know he found a new job a few days ago. He couldn't have committed suicide. I know in my guts he didn't. Giannis put his hand on my shoulder gently. Please, Roman, find but who did this quickly. I won't ask about Elegant because he doesn't know. Cup. Wooden spiral staircase. All of us were on the stairs at the time of the incident, and it didn't collapse. Pretty strong. Table? Oh no, that's it. Bar's countertop. It's so clean I could see the reflection. Looks like the type Yanis can't pay to fix. Oof. Cup. And so to the kitchen. Tarzan's in the kitchen. Cup. Candle. Whoopsie. This is a vase which Tarzan put on the fireplace. No flowers at present, though. One of the reasons why dragons are so good for running pubs is that it's always easy for them to keep the fires going. That's true. Cup. Okay, let's go back to the map. I've seen everything. You free now? What's the matter? About the remains? How's the autopsy? Go to search. Okay, this is bed. Single bed. There are few blood stains on the sheets. The window was closed, and the window bolt was also locked. I gave it a push, it won't budge an inch. Looks like someone knocked these drinking cups on the ground. One of the 2 candlesticks was on the ground, too. Poor guy. Dagger, which had exquisite decorative patterns carved into its hilt, that was found stabbed deep into Kane's chest. Dagger looks expensive. Check the edge of the dagger, it's really sharp. So I just pulled it out, I guess. The wounds appear to be diamond-shaped, filling with coagulated blood. The apron and other clothes on the were bloody as well. The dagger's blade profile is identical to the shape of the wound. Thanks, Survey. Still a necklace thing. His pendant was hanging on his neck with an intact lanyard. Wallet was also in his pocket. Well, I finished my autopsy. So if there's anything you don't understand, do let me know. Thank you. His eyes are devoid of life or energy. His face was frozen in a look of shock at the moment he died. He's been dead for about 30 minutes. Thank you. There's a dangle. So, like, the fact that he's at this angle. It's interesting. At the beginning, his hand was resting on the hilt of the dagger, but it fell down. Resting on the hilt. Is he trying to pull it out? What's his hand? No? No, same thing. Well, looks like that's it. Except for like all this blood. Blood was spreading on the floor. Let's check this key. Sean knocked the door open, but fortunately the lock wasn't damaged. Nothing suspicious about the outer keyhole. The key was inserted in the keyhole. I turned the key to pull it out smoothly. I felt something strange when I inserted the key back into the lock. A bit sticky. So this isn't the correct one. No, that's not what I wanted to look at, but because I'm concerned about like how he's sitting, you know? Interesting. Searched everywhere. Let's focus on the crime scene for now. Oh, I can sniff. I'm a good detective. I'm a wolf. It doesn't work all the time. It saves me a lot of trouble. The scent of blood is too strong. I can't connect the scents with anyone. Might as well pay more attention to the scents. Oh, it's so cute. Time to sniff. I closed my eyes and breathed it in and out through my nose. Okay, this is really cool. Okay, so this door is blue. Oops. Different races and different things smell different. When they interact with each other, they'll leave their unique scent on each other. I close my eyes and sniff carefully. I can locate the position of every odor and restore them to the scene. The more similar interaction methods, places, and times are similar to scent is. Okay, let's start here. The smell from the lock is a mixed odor of metal and hand sweat with a faint blood smell. Key and metallic smell, but something didn't feel right. Wait, it doesn't smell like the murder scene. It might be a different key. Glass smells strongly of alcohol. Alcohol on the candlestick smells like the cups. It's blood, I'm guessing. Odor of blood and death was coming from Cain. Cherry satin was stained with similar smells. Smells of dagger, smells of blood, iron, and cane. Two things smell fishy. The dagger, well, the key and the lock smell fishy. Not the handle mug, not the dagger in the body. The key was stuck in the lock after the incident. It just smelled the same as the lock. But why can't I smell it? I should do the evidence I have is enough. It's time to find out the truth. Playing cards. Yes. Yes. After a thorough search, I just saved it from my previous file. That's fine. Now's a really good time to finish it up. So thanks everyone for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I can do to make this better for you. And, well, see you all next time. Bye-bye!